Hello.
Hello, hello.
How's
Hello.
it going?
It's going well. How are you guys?
Good. I'm David. This is
Good.
Grace. Thank you so much for doing this.
Hey, David. Hey, Grace. Lucas, nice to meet you.
You
Yeah,
have a
nice to meet you too.
fantastic setup here with the light and everything.
Oh,
hmm
thank you. This is my studio, so
Nice.
you gotta vibe is everything. You gotta.
Yeah, David, don't you have one of those lights that you can change the color or
My entire apartment has become
your entire one? Like I remember I was there once and he just like you spoke into your phone or something and then like an orange light just turned
That's
on.
all I do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we the whole house is that way
Yeah.
because I bought this house brand new, and so everything was like overhead lighting, like
Oh
Mm,
Simpsons
yeah.
just
lighting, and
harsh.
Yeah.
And so yeah, replaced all the bulbs, and now like we have our Google thing, and so we're just like, hey Google, set what is it like activate colors in the zone, and it's like the whole house just goes. Boo.
It's so
It
nice.
is cool. I mean, it is really cool. I think we need to get on that.
A little bit about our podcast. It's called Back to the Best. We just love to focus on all of our favorite shows and movies from the 90s, 2000s, things that we loved growing up, which of course you were a huge part of. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
Now, you're originally from Missouri, right?
That's correct.
Around Springfield area? Because
Yeah.
I was looking, I was like, okay, because I'm from right around Springfield, Illinois. So you're from Springfield, Missouri. So we got the
Nice.
Springfield thing
Oh,
going
for a
on.
second I was like, David, same place, but no, they're not.
No, there are 42 Springfields in
Yeah.
the U.S. So yeah.
hmm
I remember, did your Springfield? I remember whenever the Simpsons movie came out, it was like a big deal which Springfield was going to get the like red carpet and which one counted as the Simpsons Springfield, but ours did not win.
Oh,
Yeah, I think Kentucky won, but I will
Kentucky, really?
there it was like a promotional
Yeah.
marketing thing. So like people from your town like wrote things to say why it should be your Springfield. I will say the episode where uh they all the whole there was like a overwhelming amount of snakes that everyone
Mm.
like got snake sticks to like
Uh,
beat snakes. That actually happened in our that was pulled from something that happened in Springfield, Missouri back in
oh,
like
really?
the 1800s or the early like turn of the
Okay.
century
Okay.
kind of stuff. So
I was going to say you didn't live through this, right? Because that sounds
no.
like an actual nightmare.
Hey y'all, get your
I was
sticks.
gonna
We
say,
Yeah,
gotta
like
beat some
first of all,
snakes.
we were going to
I
pivot
was gonna
and
say,
we needed to
scrap
hear from
everything
start to
else that we
finish.
had.
Where did they come from? Why were there so many?
hmm
Yeah, yeah.
We're
hmm
going to have to look this up after now.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, were you growing up in Missouri? Were you always interested in being a performer?
oh yeah. From early on, my family was pretty musical, so we always were singing. We always had a piano in the house. My dad had a guitar. I started playing when I was really young. And then when I was about 12, I did my first musical, which was at the high school. It was a high school musical, which was funny. Um,
Little did you know.
Little did you know.
so this is outside of Springfield. So this is like it was Rogersville, Missouri, which is like 2,500 people.
Okay.
Very small school, but the music and theater department was very taken very seriously.
Mm.
A little too seriously, I think, in hindsight. But like we had kind of a very strict conductor, and he was like a music. The choir director also directed the musicals and all of the theater stuff. So yeah, he would throw chairs across the room, make people cry every day,
Oh,
but we
Oh
always got
no.
first in state. Like
yeah,
hmm
the
hmm
so.
balance.
Yes. It's the worst type of balance.
Yeah, he got this idea that for Secret Garden, they should have a real 12-year-old play Colin, the cripple boy. And,
hmm
it's like you've got high schoolers playing, 50, 60-year-olds, but we got to get the kid to play the kid,
Uh-huh.
There's just
But
not an exception there.
That's the realism
Yeah.
he needed.
Yeah.
but I will take it because without that, it would have prolonged my actual awakening understanding that that's exactly what I wanted to do because I do remember it the the second the curtains opened, I was like, all right, this is it.
You
I
know.
love this crazy excitement and nervousness and not even the applause, just like being in front of people and trying to, you know, entertain them. It was like this is it. This is what I want to do. So from then on, it was I got into the community theater, which was, I mean, for a town the size of Springfield, and being in Springfield's kind of a blue dot, probably more of a purple dot in a
Hmm.
red state, but like, it's not really known for its artsy fartsiness in Missouri.
Hmm.
But yeah, the Landers Theater was just this amazing place. It's it's a historical landmark. It was built in
Oh,
1909.
cool.
Gorgeous, and like the people there were just they are still just amazing people and truly dedicated, taking it seriously, but also just having fun and knowing that it's a safe place for anyone in the community to come and be accepted and to fly their freak flag and just be together. And it was like once I started getting into that and meeting the people in that community, I was like, oh, I'm not so weird anymore.
Yeah.
Like, these are my
Oh,
people.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
And
Mm.
it became my second home, my church, my, everything outside of home. Like I would just spend as much time as I could there, and I'm so happy I did because it taught me so many great lessons. Theater is it's such a great tool for anything, but especially even going into film and television. What it taught me to begin with was, overall the general respect that you have for everyone involved. um we took tickets, we swept floors, we
Mm.
hung lights and gels, and you know worked tech hours and business hours and all of that in order to perform. And
Okay.
that was like, I was a part of like a it's called Yes Troop. It's like a youth entertainment series, kind of educational program. But it was amazing. And yeah, like I said, to have that knowledge of what it takes to put on a show, to run a theater, to just, know look at the thing that you're making from all of the different angles and realize, oh, this can't just be about the performers. It's got to be
Sure.
about everybody. And it was strict rules in a lot of ways. Like if you were in a show and you didn't hang up your costume at the end of the night, you wouldn't have a costume the next day.
Oh,
Mm.
So, and if you were late, there was hell to pay. So
yeah.
being 10 minutes early, always being ready, being prepared, knowing your lines, knowing your music, knowing the choreography, whatever it was, like be prepared and be kind and nice. And I carried all of that stuff with me out to LA and was quickly shown how so much of that isn't carried or isn't shared by everybody else in the film industry. But it's still, I still get comments from crew members and creatives and every alike that are like, whenever I work on a show, I always hear something from the wardrobe department about how clean uh, and organized my wardrobe is at the end of every day. And I'm like,
Oh,
You're like, I need a costume for tomorrow. If I don't put it back, I'm not going to have one.
yeah, exactly. Like people don't hang up their stuff. They're like, no, they just throw it everywhere. I'm like,
Oh,
how disrespectful.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so you learned that work ethic
Yeah.
early on.
Does it get me more jobs? No, but
But you feel better?
I
Yeah.
feel better, and you know, this whole sense of community is one of the largest reasons that we all do this because, like I said in the beginning, we're seeking out to try to find like-minded people, and
Yeah.
if we can all come together and share an experience of making something creative in a positive way, then we've done more than just entertain other people. We've made the journey and the experience of making it a positive thing for everyone involved, and that's
Yeah.
the most important thing to me.
And I feel like when you have, like, so many people start in their town, their community, and it's generally smaller than LA, making that transition, though, from going from maybe you audition with three people. And then when you got to LA, were the rooms just full of so many more people? Was that process really overwhelming? When
Uh,
you were used to kind of your town's process?
yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest change, because there were a lot of people involved in that community theater, but the thing that changed is when I walked into the room in LA for an audition, every person looked exactly like me, and
Oh,
I
Oh,
weird.
had never witnessed that before.
sure.
Hmm.
Or if I walked in and everyone else looked the same but didn't look anything like me, I knew, oh, I think I'm in the wrong place,
This isn't
or
going
Yeah.
well.
I don't think I'm gonna get this one. Uh,
It's good
so
practice still.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, auditioning is 90% of the job. So
Yeah.
sadly, ugh, I hate it. Um, but yeah,
It seems so
Yeah, I
stressful.
would be off. Yeah,
Just
I
I'm
would
like
not
sweating
handle it
thinking
well.
about it. Yeah.
uh, yeah, it's one of those things that you just have to kind of accept and move on and bite the bullet kind of thing.
Hmm.
Because the other thing is like it's its own skill, and learning how to be better at it. Uh, I used to say I'm awful at auditioning, and then I was like, no, you can't. That can't be, your story. You have to change that and be like, I don't care for it. It's not my favorite, but
Mm,
I'm going to continually try to be better at it. And so
sure.
Hmm.
yeah, but no, it was very strange. The other thing that was different about it was I was the only one who drove myself most of the time. So it was like a room full of people who looked like me, but then also all of their parents.
Oh,
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I was always auditioning for when I first moved out at 18, I was going for things as young as 13, 14 years old because I looked so young. Um, and they always wanted someone who was over 18 to play so they didn't have to deal with the underage stuff. But
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it I also I loved it. The rude awakening was what I was hoping for and trying to prepare myself for. You can't prepare yourself for anything. All of the ideas and pictures I had in my head of what auditioning or booking or working on set or any of that was going to be like was completely wrong. But at least I had thought about it, and I was like, I'm preparing to, be a waiter and barely make enough money to survive and have my blinders on and only be, as dedicated as I can be to getting my career up and running, and not really thinking about much else.
Hmm.
And I took some classes as soon as I got here that actually my manager taught, which was
Oh,
because I didn't have to pay for it.
Oh, that's a
perfect.
dream.
Secrets
Acting
Great
out,
deal.
classes,
UCLA. Sorry.
acting classes are so expensive.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, it was a UCLA extension class, and it was audition. So every every day you came in, everyone went out in the hall. The My manager, who was the teacher, would sit behind the camera just like a normal audition. Everyone would come in one at a time, and then you would do the audition, and then he would show everyone's tapes and just rip them apart.
Oh,
That was
uh,
probably the most helpful class ever, though.
it was amazing. I mean, I booked my fourth audition. I booked, which was in the first 3 weeks I was in LA. A month later, I booked another one, and within 5 months, I booked Halloween Town High, my first movie. So all of that happened way faster than I had imagined. But I just listened to everything he said, and I had two managers at the time. They were um, partners, and so I would go to his class, and then anytime I had an audition I would go to the other manager who lived just down the street from me, and he would coach me for the
Okay.
audition and work with me. So without them I would have been just flopping around like a dead fish, not a dead fish, but
Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
A soon to be dead
a
fish.
soon to be dead fish, yeah.
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 But no, I mean, having people like that you could trust and
Oh
who
yeah.
are actually good at guiding you had to be the biggest thing.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it, I owe so much of everything to them because a year before I moved out to LA, I went to LA to visit it because I've been to LA like twice before, and so or maybe even once, I don't know. And I was standing in line for a smoothie, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey kid, how old are you?" And I'm like, 18. Why are you asking me this?
Yeah, like
Stranger danger.
Yeah. If it would have happened today, definitely would have ran away.
yeah.
But
Oh,
also, like, being this little redneck from Missouri, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
I'm 18. Um, and he's like, well, I've been in the movie industry for 30 years. I know what people are looking for. You've got to look, kid. Have you ever thought about being an actor? And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm trying to, see if I want to move to LA after high school or New York or Chicago or whatever. And he's like, oh, well, here's my card. And yeah, he was my manager for 10 years.
Wow.
Plus. So,
Wow.
yeah, just total random crazy. One of those stories that you hear, but it
Yeah, I
just
didn't think those things actually happened.
I didn't either, and I still don't. I still don't. I don't. Nothing about my life when it comes to my career feels normal. I don't. I truly still have a hard time accepting that it has happened. I kind of still feel like I'm like the movie is gonna stop and rewind back to that one moment in high school when I'm like making some life altering decision, like
Hmm.
it just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like this is real. But it's amazing and I love it. So
Yeah. I also
like
feel like with social media, I feel like that probably never happens anymore. Casting people, managers just scroll online till they see someone and
I
send
mean,
them a
no one
message.
has any business cards anymore.
That's
oh
so
yeah.
They
true.
don't even do that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot has changed in this industry. When I moved to LA, if y- like I had black and white headshots, and
Mm.
if you had color headshots, you were only trying to be um, a model or possibly in the commercial space. You could have
Oh,
a colored headshot, but most of it was just black and white, which is just wild.
that's
That's so
fascinating.
like black and white was more film and TV.
Yeah, it was
Is that
like it's if you want to consider yourself a real actor, it's a
oh,
black and
like a
white headshot.
classic?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, no, no smartphones, no GPS. I had, the
Oh my
the,
God, no
the
GPS.
300-page Thomas guide that it's like this big and
Yeah.
it's that thick and just for LA. And yeah, I would get the email that would just have the address and then I'd have to look up
Figure it out.
okay, G4, that's there. Okay, now how do I get there? And, just be like thumbing through.
We say all the time because we both moved here or I moved here in 2014. I think Grace, you were around the same time, but
Around,
like,
yeah,
I don't know how it's like crazy to me to think about navigating LA without a GPS.
yeah.
Well, you left a lot earlier.
Mm.
Sure.
Because you knew, I always knew I would have to make at least 3 U-turns and I would get
Mm.
lost at least once. And parking was going to be an issue. When I drove to my first job, I think I was 3 hours early because I left 4 hours early because I was so worried about being late to my
I would have
I
been the
would
same
we
way.
would have done the same
Yeah.
thing. Oh my gosh.
the first AD just like he had just shown up and he was like, "Dude, what are you doing
What?
here?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, this is my first job ever, and I
So energetic.
late." Meanwhile, it's like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. You wouldn't
So
have hit traffic anyway, but still.
yeah, no, no. But yeah,
So, were you a Disney Channel fan before you booked Halloween Town High?
no. I was a Disney kid for
Okay.
sure. Had all the clamshell VHSs of
Mm.
all the Disney classic animated films. But we didn't have cable,
Mm.
and even then, Disney Channel wasn't my vibe.
Okay.
But obviously knew about it and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, those like I so much of my life was Disney growing up, and especially the animated stuff. So the big dream, like once I watched Mrs. Doubtfire, I was like, that first scene
So
when
good.
he's
The
in
best.
the recording studio doing voices for cartoons, I was like, oh my gosh, like if I could ever do that, that would just be
Hmm.
like it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so yeah, being another pinchable realization is that I haven't really stopped working for Disney in the last 20 years.
Sure.
And being a part of that family is definitely many dreams come true. So it's been wild, but yeah.
I feel like even thinking back because VHSs were just the way everybody saw things. Because even if you had it on TV, you had to really catch it right when it was on.
Yeah.
Which it's just obviously it's so unbelievably different now. But so when you ended up getting into like the Halloween Town High zone, and so that was already an established series. You hadn't seen the for any of the Halloween Towns, or had you seen those?
No, no. I once I booked the job, I think I had to because I didn't have cable. I was so poor. I think I had to ask Disney if I could see.
Oh, to send them.
Yeah, did they ever send you anything?
Yeah, yeah. They were always great about, making, I mean, they wanted everybody up to speed, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though, or maybe no, because I worked at Blockbuster, so
Oh, iconic.
Iconic.
actually
God.
I may have just taken them home and watched them
Yeah.
Okay.
Blockbuster. Because I mean, this is a story I've told a million times, but after Halloween Town High, I had to go back to work at Blockbuster, and
Mm.
Halloween Town High was on the shelf with my face on the cover, which was a lovely moment when the kid came up to the thing and was like, "You look like the kid from Halloween
I was
Town."
gonna say when people recognize you.
It only happened once.
Okay.
But it was
Okay.
this little pipsqueak.
Oh.
It's like, "You look like the guy from Halloween Town." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." I'm like, "Nuh-uh, you work at Blockbuster."
Oh my.
No.
You're like, yeah, kid, it's
Yeah,
rough out
you
here.
don't get
Yeah,
hit.
Okay.
yeah. Listen, kid, you're gonna learn this someday, but not every actor's a millionaire, all right? Yeah. That was a nice slice of humble pie right there.
Would you say, looking back then, that you being in Return to Halloween Town helped lead you to High School Musical?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't mean to be semantic, but Halloween Town High was the first one that I did.
Right.
I didn't do Return to Halloween Town until after High School Musical, but yeah, it definitely it was not the only thing that I auditioned for the Disney Channel.
Okay.
So the people there, I think, kind of knew who I was, but not. I definitely wasn't a. Oh, hey, Lucas, how's it going? Good to see you." Definitely not that. Like walking into the Disney Channel building for the callback, the first callback for High School Musical, I was still like nervous as ever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though I remember I was like, well, it was probably after that, after the first callback. I remember going to a party and talking to some friends, and they were all. It was like the one time I had a whole bunch of actor friends, and so we were all, talking about what auditions were coming around and everything, and I brought up that, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I heard about that, dude. You're so gonna get that. You're Mr. Theater guy." I'm like, I don't know though. Like, I came out here to like, I don't know. Like this whole, I was just, young, trying to
Hmm.
think. Oh, I'm gonna push past this theater thing and like really, because I once I got a taste of film and television, I was just like, this is amazing. This is home. This is where I want to live.
Mhm.
Um, and obviously, without shooting a movie musical before, I had no idea how much fun that could be. And so
Sure.
I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really want it because I need the job. Like I'm struggling, but
Yeah.
other than that, and then, it happened. So
Yeah,
It,
it's
it
just
went well.
yeah,
it did.
it did do well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like you said, a perfect combination of your worlds. You
Yeah.
get to you're telling us stories about in high school at home, and then you're in television, in the movie world, but also in a theater performance
Yeah.
in that movie. It's like
No,
perfect. perfect.
It was wild. I texted and called all of my theater chums and my mentor
Hmm.
literally while I was on set being like, "Hey, we're about ready to do this scene where we're doing some warm-ups and I need some cheesy things that we used to do. What were some of the things that we used to do?" And so that's where all of the ma and all that stuff comes from.
Yeah.
And the jazz square, that's straight from I had in the community theater and in my high school theater, we had two separate choreographers who did not know each other, but they put jazz squares in every single number that they choreographed, which I totally get because it's an easy move for kids to do
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're
It's
dancing when it's just like a
effective.
box square,
Yeah.
box step, whatever. But yeah, I was like, Kenny, we always like behind the scenes, we would always like, jeer at this of like, oh, another jazz square, huh? Um,
But it's relatable. I can't imagine how many theater kids or just kids that danced were like that. We do that. We
yeah.
do these jazz squares all
I
the
mean,
time.
it could have been a jazz square or a pas de bourrée or a pivot turn or I mean, there's so many different little moves that we all did, but I just thought for Ryan, like, it just made sense that
Yeah.
he would choose this very Branson, Missouri kind of, showy dance move.
Yeah.
It's not
Hmm.
ballet. It's kind of, I guess, jazz, but not really.
Hmm.
It's very just like musical theater chorus member move.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm gonna do the best jazz square I can ever do."
It's perfect.
And it was great because Kenny just was so welcoming to all of that and was just like, yeah, put all of this in.
Mm.
Let's, you do whatever you want kind of thing. Obviously there was some back and forth, but that's for a kid who's on his second movie and like still so new to the industry and everything, like for him to give me that much freedom was just unheard of, especially for
Sure.
Disney Channel. I mean, Disney is like they are very particular about what they do, and
Yeah.
for good reason. They have a very specific brand, so I get it. But
Hmm.
yeah, having that freedom was amazing.
And so much of what happened in the movie, I feel like that's why it translated so well because so many kids related to little moments, whether it's the cafeteria scene where there's the different characters saying, I like to bake or I like to dance or anything that they like to do. And even you saying you brought some of your background and kind of put it into Ryan. Every character someone could find themselves in.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that is what helped launch it because there
Yeah.
was so many relatable moments.
Yeah, it's the coupling of you can find someone in the movie to relate to, and yet the overall celebration of the theme is that you can be anything.
Hmm.
So you can identify and then also know that you can step out of that
Hmm.
click or identification and be multiple things.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
those who were always scared of, voicing what they were really proud of or wanting to identify as, that gave them the freedom to be able to, announce that and hold it and cherish that. And also for those who were, like Troy in the spotlight, but
Hmm.
also maybe wanted to not be known as that one thing, could step out of that and
Yeah.
have the license to do whatever they wanted to, which was great.
Hmm.
Yeah. Definitely why it's
Yeah.
still, I feel like, relevant today and why we're sitting here 20 years later
So,
still talking
yeah.
about this movie.
And celebrating it because it also was just in high school. Like DComs, don't get us wrong, we love all the DComs, but some of them you literally couldn't relate to because Xenon lived on a spaceship. Like
Yeah.
there was just a certain level of it that you couldn't quite get there.
That's
But
so
this
funny.
one
I
was
was
just a high
thinking Xenon.
school. I know Xenon's
Such a good one too.
it's great. We loved it, but like could we get on a bus and even Halloween Town, go to Halloween Town? No, we
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't do
or
that. We can
Cadet
get on a
Kelly.
bus and go to high
Cadet
school. So
Kelly,
there
yeah.
are pieces. Oh my God, Cadet Kelly.
I've seen all of these posters. I haven't seen these movies, but
Sure.
I
Yeah.
I know what they're about by
Yeah.
just looking at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty. Not some of them aren't too hard to figure out.
Yeah.
No. No. Did you have to do like screen tests with Ashley Tisdale or any of the other cast members before you got the role?
It wasn't a screen test. The final callback was very much like a Broadway callback.
Mm.
So it was like over 7 hours long. There was about
Wow.
50 of us to begin with, all for Troy, Gabriella, Ryan, and Sharpay.
Okay.
And we came in, did dances, we did music, and then it was like lots of different groups, lots of different pairings for chemistry reads, and all going on at the same time. It wasn't like we're gonna do Troy and Gabriella first, and then Ryan and Sharpay. They would just like switch back and forth. So there's a lot of waiting around, a lot of just sitting there hoping that every hour they would come out and be like, okay, if you hear your name, stay. If not, thank you so
So
much.
stressful.
And it
Mm.
it just kept whittling down and down. And it was nerve wracking, but it was also like it was my first glimpse into how this project was going to be special and different. Just even talking to Chucky Claypow and Kenny. Chucky was the choreographer, so he was teaching everybody the dances, and I remember meeting him outside, and I just thought he was so cool, and I didn't know what to say to him, but I was like, "Hey, man, I really like your style," and he's like, "Oh, no,
Oh
this
no.
isn't my style." He's like decked out in a Lakers jersey, just looking so cool and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
Me
no,
neither.
I don't like anything I'm wearing.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't his thread style. It was his dance style, like his choreography. is what I
Oh,
was
yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
about. So, oh no,
The ring light down, ring light down.
Oh my God. Oh,
I
are you
thought
all
you
right?
were
Everything's
Get
fine. Everything
Get
is
you?
fine.
It's a dangerous podcast.
We
world.
really live on the edge here.
But yeah, it was really the first time that I was like, oh, I actually really want to be a part of this. This is something that's going to be really different and cool, and yeah, it was because it was real, and because it was handled in a theater way, that made me feel more comfortable and also like nerve wracking. Like it's not like, oh, I've auditioned for Broadway a million times by that. No,
Yeah.
but it still had that feeling of like, oh, they're actually searching for people who can do this, not just a pretty face.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And do you remember, so when the movie finally came out, do you remember that time and people's instant reactions to it?
Oh man, that was the wildest little period of time because on one hand, looking back at least, you can see, oh, those were the last bits of anonymity before, your life changed. But I was very particular. I needed to go and buy the album before, like, it was the first time I had ever been in a professional recording studio, and it came out, and it was a CD, and it was physical, and it was real. And I have always been obsessed with music, and I still have my massive CD collection, waiting for that to come back.
We do
I was
too.
gonna say, don't ever lose them. Keep
I have them all in a box in the next room.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like I cried. It was like a dream I didn't really know I had until it was there, and it was like such a big moment to be like, it didn't matter that it's not the kind of music that I would ever think I was going to be recording on a CD. It was there, and so I went to Tower Records and bought it and had my moment, and I thought that was going to be it. I saw the rough cut of the movie. Well, it wasn't the rough cut. It was like not the final version, but we had a screening at Disney on the lot, and I remember walking out thinking, "Oh, okay. Well, at least the making it was great. Like we all knew it was special because of the relationships that we made, the dancing, the choreography, all of that was so much fun. The music was great. We had this camaraderie and this family connection just almost instantly,
Mhm.
and I'll never forget that. But I don't think this movie's gonna be fine, but I'm not going
Mhm.
back to work at Blockbuster, but I probably have to find another job.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then it came out, and I was, I had pretty much, I was about to burn through the last bits of the money that I had made from making the movie,
Mm.
which was 6-8 months before, and my old voice teacher called me and was like, "Hey, do you know that you're?" Or he was like, "Congratulations." I was like, "What on what?" He's like, "You're number one on iTunes." I'm like, "What do you mean I'm number one on?" He's like, "Your album, the High School Musical soundtrack, is number one on iTunes, and all of like 6 of your songs are in the top 10. It's not like." And I'm like, "What? No, that's not like just in Missouri thing or
Yeah.
something."
Right, just in
Like,
your hometown.
no, that's it. And I went on and I was like looking at it. I was like, whoa, this doesn't make any sense. And I'm living in a really shitty, moldy apartment, just like scraping by, and just within, I want to say like 3-4 weeks, I got a call saying, "Hey, we're we got to go to New York like within a day or two." It was very fast. And you're going to do the Today Show and Good Morning America on the same day, and then we're
Wow.
going to go to do all of these interviews and blah blah blah, and you're going to teach kids how to do "We're All in This Together" dance on live national television, and the car will pick you up at this time. So it's like, what?
Yeah, your head's just
Mm.
spinning.
And you know, I was a I was probably the most cynical out of the cast, and also just really protecting myself from drinking the Kool-Aid and like
Mhm.
really believing the hype and how amazing we were and everything. Like I was very cautious about how real everything was, how long it was going to last in particular. Like I kept thinking, well, that's the like, okay, we did Today's Show and Good Morning America. That's amazing.
Mhm.
Something to write in my journal, and then on to the next thing, right? Oh, wait. No, we're still dealing with this? Oh, okay. What people are still watching this movie? I thought it was, this is genuine. And then it snowballed, and every day there was something new that I didn't ever imagine that could happen, and then it happened, and then it's happening again in a different way, and getting bigger and bigger. And by the end of the year, we were on tour. We had a sequel in the works. Zach was a bona fide movie star. Like
Mhm.
everything was just like, how did this happen so incredibly fast and so incredibly big? Like it was just
Yeah.
different.
It was
Uh,
It
huge.
was a cultural
It
phenomenon.
was on Disney
Yeah.
Channel like every night. Like they
Yeah.
played it all the time.
yeah. I miss those residuals.
Oh, I bet. I know. I
Talk
know. I'm
about
sure
what a
Disney Plus
time.
doesn't.
No, I mean, I look, I still get checks from that, but
Good, good.
it's still, those first couple of years were like, what?
It was so
There
fun
they just
checking
keep
the
showing
mail.
up.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, like I said, going on tour, and then like tour was like this massively, completely different beast because it was real. It was visceral. It was in your face. It was happening right in front of you.
Yeah.
Instead of us just hearing stats and getting awards or whatever, once removed, this was like I am seeing tens of thousands of people all singing the words back at us at the same time and
So
up
cool.
and dancing and wearing the merchandise, and parents crying because kids were just so happy, and
Aw.
like And then on top of that, like my bus driver, well, the guy's bus driver, all the guys were in one bus, and he used to drive for Leonard Skinner, and just like hair all the way down to his ass, just like slicked back. And he's like, "Man, I tell you what, I drove for Skinner all back in their heyday. I never seen shit like this." Like,
Wow.
Wow.
he's like, "You guys, this is crazy." Like, and all of these crew members would say the same thing. And we had like the best band that you could ever imagine. Like, all of these players that we had in our band were like the top of the of whatever, you know. I mean, they were the top musicians. You know, we had um uh the Tonight Show's music director was our music director.
That's crazy.
You know, our lighting designer, you know, worked for literally everyone in the business. And Kenny had directed so many of Michael Jackson's
Yeah.
live shows. Cher, Madonna, you name it. He's worked with all these people, and so putting that together was just this like another mind-blowing experience when our little minds didn't have enough time to catch up and realize what all of these things meant. It seriously isn't until years later, as you know, it was happening so much at once. A lot of us were like, you know, we're exhausted, and our teams are like, oh, well, we got to use this opportunity to get you all these other opportunities. And we got to make sure you're not typecast. And we got to get this branding deal or a music deal or blah, 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 and all these things, and set yourself apart from High School Musical while celebrating it at the same time, and yada, yada, yada. And it's, you're literally in the eye of the storm, and not really knowing what to trust, what's real, and how long it's going to last, and what to hold on to, and what to not really care about until the gift of perception years later to look back, and that's why I'm so happy to like be reaching this milestone at this time in our society. We've never needed something so pure to look back on and hold and cherish than now. And I'm just, every single moment that passes, I'm more and more grateful, and more in awe of it on its own, of us, and how we went through all of that. I don't know how, like I've looked back at schedule books and calendars. I'm like, how did you do that?
Yeah, like when did you sleep?
Yeah.
It's no sleep. But hey, I mean, I was 21, so
Yeah, at that age.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had knee surgery 2 weeks before we went out on tour, and I was doing one-handed cartwheels, running up and down stairs, having 11 costume changes in 90 minutes every night. You know, I don't know how I did that.
You just you made it work.
I miss those bodies. We
show
could just
must go on.
bounce back.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Things didn't hurt all the time.
Hangovers didn't last 3 days.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
That was the best.
Yeah. I was probably like 34 before I even had a hangover. I was so lucky. And I was like, oh, I'm never going to have one at all. Now I'm like, oh, gosh.
No,
I
2 glasses of wine and
You like
I can't
walk
drink
into
at
a bar and you already feel it. You're like, I haven't even started anything and something hurts.
not fair.
But yeah, I can't imagine how much of a whirlwind that was because, you know, High School Musical's 2006, and then they come out with the second one in 2007. And
So fast.
Yeah,
so fast.
So in November, we went out on tour. We got done in January. We had less than a week off. Then we spent the next week and a half in LA recording the second album, and then immediately went to shoot the second movie. Came back and wasn't home. I wasn't home for, I can't remember. It was so short before we went out on tour again in South America doing stadium. We did a stadium tour. So added 100 feet to the stage, performing for almost 100,000 people in Brazil. You know, like it was that, then it went, it leveled up.
Yeah.
We had military police escorts everywhere we went. There was hundreds, if not thousands of people waiting outside of our hotels or in the lobby of our hotels in every country we went to. And, you know, we were detained, you know, to before like we had to sign autographs and take pictures with the chief of police's kids for us to be able to leave the country. I mean, it
God.
was
What? Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy. And all the while I'm like, but this is Disney. Like, I'm talking to our security guards who are like, world renowned security guards, and they're like, yeah, guys, it's just this is South America. This is what it is. You gotta
Wow.
just roll with it. Don't worry, you're safe. Like everything's fine. But like,
Thanks for that.
yeah, okay, cool.
Great. Just trust him.
That would have been nice to hear in a security brief.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Could
First
we have
thing.
like 5 minutes just
Yeah.
to quickly go over that?
I mean, they did but I didn't believe them. Like before we left, they're like talking about kidnaps and all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's not that. We don't have to worry about that. But yeah, things were
That's intense, yeah.
pretty crazy.
Well, and then like it kept growing because then the third one's then in theaters. What was it like to get to watch yourself then on the big screen?
That was so
Well,
exciting.
I wish I could have. I didn't get to go to the premiere, and I was out of the country the whole time that it was
Oh
in
shoot.
theaters. I was in Korea, so it wasn't like I could go there and see it because I don't think it came out in theaters in Korea.
Hmm.
I regret that. I mean, it's not like I had a choice. I was on this movie, and I making that flight back. I maybe could have worked it out, and I probably should have tried to, because I do regret I was the only one not there for the premiere, and I feel the tinge of regret every time I see the photos from that, and
Oh.
I wasn't there. And yeah, like I really wanted to. That was I think that came out before Milk, but they were both in the same. They were both in the theater at the same time,
Okay.
I think. And yeah, I didn't get to see either of them in theaters, but like that was the first time that had happened. It was
Yeah.
wild. 2008 was a wild year.
We were looking at your
Yeah,
IMDb. Your like
Seriously.
life between like 2006, 2009, 10, like the amount of back-to-back projects you were in. I can't even
Yeah.
imagine what your
It
schedule
makes
was
sense
like.
that something had to be missed.
Yeah, and that's why you saw the crickets happening from 2012 to now. 'Cause, man, I mean, other than like once I finished Switched at Birth, what was that? Like 15 or 16,
Hmm.
something like that. I was like, I need a break.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was a lot, and I really, after all of that, like I found myself losing the joy of it, and becoming the person that I didn't want to become, who was unable really to be objective about a lot of things.
Mm.
And I understand why. That's the sad thing about this business. After a while, if you don't regularly check in, or you don't have a really strong community of people who are outside of the business around you to give you that perspective, it can really be easy to slip into this the living in the world that revolves around you, and only thinking that everything happens to you, instead of you are a part of this world. And I needed to give myself a reality check, and also just step away from all of this, like, hey, it's really nice to touch base with you. We're gonna be
Oh my God. Isn't it
The
nauseating?
worst
Oh, it's
type
the
of
worst.
email.
I don't know why we have to do that. Why do people in this industry have to be so fake?
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of people who aren't, and I
Yeah.
love those people, and I have a lot of friends who are in the industry, but most of them are not actors, and aren't, well, I don't want to name all of the roles in the industry where I have problems with, because
Sure. Yeah.
but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, we get it.
We're with you.
I just want people to be real. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to be kind, honest, and transparent, and have empathy. That's all we need. Like, why is it that we have to have all of these shadows and facades, and these things where we're, waiting 40 years for the behind the music to come out before we
Hmm.
can actually be honest about things.
Yeah.
Like we, and it's maddening because especially nowadays, transparency and openness, being raw and going without makeup, even like whatever,
Hmm.
it's so praised, but yet it's still not real. It's
Yeah.
still a performance.
Mm,
Yeah.
It's this this thing of like, well, I have to show you that I'm that way, but I'm still putting on something in order to show you that I'm authentic.
Yeah.
mm.
And it's not just the performers. This is everyone. Um, the way we talk to each other, the way we deal with deals and agreements and all that stuff. It's just hey, it's been this way forever. So you either accept it or you don't. But
Yeah.
I can complain about it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
at least
gosh.
also, at least you were able to recognize whenever you needed a break from that and were able to do that for yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting time because there's a lot of me that gets very existential about it and thinks, that was a good run, that was great, do I need to subject myself to that all over again?
Yeah.
Obviously it's going to be totally different. The industry has changed a million times over
Mm.
since that, and I've changed so much, so I know uh it would be a different situation now. But yeah, that getting outside of anything, I think, makes you question your involvement with it to begin with.
Mm.
And a lot of it's great and it's healthy. Sometimes I, overthink things for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm done because I'm not. I can't be.
Yeah.
But it is important to step away sometimes.
Yeah, and you can be
Hmm.
more selective too.
Yeah. Think
Hope
about it a
so.
bit more.
Because the other thing is this is really interesting. Like, to the industry, or to people on the street, not everyone, but a lot of people, they see me as this thing,
Mm.
as an entity, as someone with agency and power and choice. And then you take one step in the industry, and all of that's gone.
Hmm.
Um,
Mm,
and there is a lot of dues that I need to repay
Mm.
and ladders I need to climb, and ways in which I need to prove myself to the new people and the people who have forgotten me. And it's all this politics and stuff that's just part of it. But
Yeah.
it adds. It's not as easy. I've had more than one fan come up to me and be like, "Hey, so what are you doing these days?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm working on this and that." And they're like, "You know what? You should do more movies."
You're like, great,
oh, thanks.
great.
Okay,
Okay,
great. I'll go
I'll get
do
on
them.
that.
I will get on that. Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. Uh, and it's and I don't think anything badly about that because they don't know. But
Sure.
Right.
it's it's just totally, you have to live multiple lives to balance this crazy thing, being in the business and trying
Hmm.
to make it as an artist. So, but
Yeah.
Mm.
like I said, every moment that passes, I'm just so lucky that I get to live my life that I have right now because it still feels like a dream.
Oh.
Hmm. I feel like there's so many people that probably feel similar, especially with how many things are becoming popular again that aired 20 however many years ago.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Not that any of us forgot about them, but nostalgia is really big. I mean, David and I obviously are biased to that, but it's it's a really popular thing, I think, because it brings everybody a lot of comfort. So for people like yourself, you spoke about reliving it maybe a bit in your mind and going back there as just and as a different person today. But there's just so many opportunities to do that because streaming, and it's almost like new audiences are finding these movies and these TV shows. And I have to imagine for you, there's a level of like putting yourself back in those shoes because there's people that maybe are watching it for the first time, but it's also been so many years since you filmed that movie.
It doesn't really feel that way a lot of the time. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously, yeah, when I look in the mirror, or when I try to do the dance moves, it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, oh, it's been some
Yeah.
time.
There's been some time. But the connection to people, yes, it has definitely had a resurgence, I think, since the pandemic,
For
which I
sure.
think everything with any sort of nostalgic value has,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
definitely.
grown since the pandemic.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, that's the magic of this particular project. It wasn't just some people's favorite movie. It was a part of their identity.
Mhm.
It was, in their DNA that they had something to identify with and be like, this is me.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
because of that, they've carried it around. And anytime that I come into contact with them, it has always just been a special moment and a little bit more than just I mean there's
Yeah.
also that too, like,
Sure.
Yeah.
oh
Both
hey,
worlds there.
Yeah.
weren't you in here yesterday? Nope.
Mm-mm.
First time I've
Mm-mm.
ever been here.
Yeah.
Oh, you look
What
familiar.
do I know you from?
Yeah,
Start up a conversation.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, are you him? I love that
Are
one
you
too.
Are
him?
you him? You're like, I think maybe I
I
could
don't
be.
You're like,
know. I don't know.
I think
Who
everyone
is
probably
him?
is. Yeah.
One of my favorites too was one time I was like in an alleyway walking back to my car, and this woman came up to me, young woman. She was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to bother you. I'm just a huge fan." I'm like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you. What's your name? Blah blah blah." And she's like, "Okay, so obviously I know everyone's gonna be talking like High School Musical, but I I want to say I really loved you in Saved." And I was like, "Oh, that's so nice. I'm not Macaulay
I was
Yeah.
Culkin,
gonna say that
but
was Macaulay Culkin, right?
Yeah. Just take it. Just take it for the
oh, I did.
day.
I didn't say
Yeah.
anything. I was like, "Oh, thank you. That's such a great movie."
Mm.
Loved it. Loved
She's like,
being
"It
in
is.
it.
It is." Um,
You
but
take
yeah,
it. She feels like her day is made.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, hey, to be compared to Macaulay
Yeah,
Culkin,
there's worse people.
dude,
Yeah.
he's amazing. I love
Yeah.
him. And when we were kids, like when Home Alone came out, I looked just like him, and so it was not the first time I had gotten something like that. So
About him,
Yeah.
yeah.
we need to play brothers, even though he's got real brothers that can act better than
Yeah.
him. So
I know.
Hey,
yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, just well, let's manifest it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking your time
I
and chatting with
know.
us. This
It
was
was so much
extremely
fun.
generous.
You guys are
Yes.
very sweet and kind and easy to talk to, so I
Well,
appreciate it.
thank you.
Oh, thank you. We hope so.
Yeah, we're gonna ride that
Yeah.
high.
Yes.
We'll have fun celebrating this 20th anniversary
Yeah.
this month, and
I will.
yeah,
We're trying
Mhm.
to get some special things going. It's hard because the scheduling, and we don't all live in the same place, and we have a couple of moms in the cast now, and
yeah, it's a lot of people to try to
Yeah.
schedule.
yeah, but we're trying to make something happen.
Awesome.
Oh, well,
Well,
we're here for
yeah.
for any and all of it.
Awesome. That's great.
Well, have a great rest of your night.
Yeah,
All
it
right,
was so
you
nice
too.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.